back and we're back. We're here to talk about Russ. I haven't talked about Russ in a minute, but Russ got a little theory we're here to talk about. Because basically, Russ over here saying that he accuses major labels of holding Spotify hostage in some of this debacle. With this whole Drake and UMG debacle, we're here to talk about it. As you know, with the whole Drake thing, Drake is out here trying to sue UMG for defamation over the Not Like Us record and saying they use bots and other tactics to help the success of the song, as well as propel it to as big as it is, and making a mockery of him, calling him a pedophile, yada yada yada. I have discussed this very much before. Now Russ, who is, I don't know if he's independent at the moment, but he's been independent, kind of silent with a label for a couple of albums, then I guess became independent again. He was doing it off TuneCore, doing this thing. Loyal fucking fan base, and has some great songs. I'm not gonna lie, Russ, that nigga got money too. No, you don't get it fooled. That nigga Russ. But anyways, with that being said, he accuses major labels of holding Spotify hostage. Now, again, of course, the major labels, especially with the streaming area, and niggas stop buying like physical CDs. Again, certain artists still drop physical CDs or even vinyls. Vinyls are like a special like edition type of thing at this moment. But even with that being said, he does accuse the labels of holding Spotify hostage. Because now with streaming, you kind of have to be in bed with Spotify, Apple Music, and various other streaming platforms. YouTube Music, I guess, will be part of that as well. And maybe Google Play Music. But anyways, or Amazon Music. There's a lot of platforms, okay? There's a lot of platforms. Anyways, with that being said, well, with all these streaming platforms, the labels kind of have to get in tune with you. Now, the biggest one being Spotify, and then probably Apple Music after it. Like, yeah, the labels have to kind of get in bed with you and try to figure this out, because they're counting streams. The streams count as album sales, so you kind of have to have some type of agreement with the label, and there's the licensing shit and all this other bullshit that's going on. So, again, now, them holding them hostage, we'll see what Russ says. We'll see where this goes, but yeah, so... This relates to the debates of fake streams and playlists payola that are circling hip hop these days. Nigga, the playlist payola been around for a minute. Like, some of these niggas, I ain't gonna lie, I would not be surprised that the labels hit up some of these playlists like the Rap Caviar and all this other shit. Like, put our nigga over here. Some of this shit ain't just like your song is that good. Some of this shit would be paid for. I wouldn't be surprised. Or they're giving the label a look. I would not be surprised. Like I tell you, the label the bang. I keep telling y'all niggas. But anyways, the Drake petition against UMG, well, now it's a lawsuit. Anyways, group and Spotify for allegedly boosting, Spotify's out now, but allegedly boosting Kendrick Lamar is Not Like Us streams artificially prompted a lot of heavy debate around the streaming world, fandom, and the music industry as a whole, especially within hip hop. But these conversations always exist within and beyond the culture, albeit to less fanfare. One rapper who's always criticized the system the art form operates within is Russ, who recently took to Twitter with an interesting theory. According to his assessment, streaming services like Spotify are also victims to major label exploitation and not the partner in crime that many would assume. Disclaimer, I love Spotify and I am grateful for the platform that has connected my music with millions of fans worldwide, and this isn't about any label or artist in particular. More so just the system. Russ begins his remarks. Spotify knows who's faking their streams, lol. However, they're not gonna ever, in my opinion, publicly expose any major labels due to potential consequences. Major labels could retaliate by pulling their top artists' music from Spotify. That would obviously diminish Spotify's value and attractiveness to its subscribers, which is factual, I'm not gonna lie. I see his point right there. I can't really critique it. It does make sense. Remember that whole time when, because of shit that XXX Tentacion or even R. Kelly was doing at the time, like, they was going to take music off of Spotify or whatever have you, but then Kendrick Lamar stepped up like, yo, if you're going to take them brother shit, take me off. Now, you know, R. Kelly was a sicko, but at least with X, he was trying to change his life and move on from that situation. Again, it wasn't the best situation he was in, but at least he acknowledged he was wrong and he was trying to better himself, so... it was what it was. So, Spotify just punishes them behind the scenes, removes fake streams and removes the songs from playlists because they prioritize makes sense, maintaining their access to major label content over publicly confronting stream manipulation, which essentially makes them a hostage of major labels. Russ continued, Basically, Spotify publicly outing major labels is a lose-lose for everyone involved. I know everyone loves to hate rich companies or rich anything, but to be honest, in this situation, Spotify is low-key the victim being held hostage by major labels. However, we doubt that he excuses fake streams here, as it's something that he rallied against in the past. Meanwhile, today, this was in late December, a Houston court anticipated a hearing on the petition from Drake and presumably determine the next steps. But that didn't work out. Spotify denied any of all accusations that the Six God and his team levied against them, as did UMG. Maybe this goes somewhere or it dies before it can live. But either way, artists like Russ know that the dynamic at play often comes in more complex ways. Yeah, it does. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if like Spotify or even the record labels in general, like, oh, if you don't do this, you don't put this artist on this playlist, or, you know, you don't do this, yeah, our artists will not drop on here. We'll just make them drop on Apple Music. Remember beforehand when like Chance, or even when we had fucking Tidal, and niggas would drop like a week early on Tidal to make you subscribe to Tidal, or people would drop exclusively on Apple Music to make you subscribe to Apple Music. Like, there was games going on. There was some bullshit going on. So I would not be surprised if now the labels is, you know, pushing their weight around a little bit. Like, yeah, you need our artists to be on their platform for niggas to subscribe and shit. So yeah, if you do some fuck shit, we gonna take this nigga off. Especially if this artist is at peak popularity. If they're still on the come up or they're say, all right, cool, yeah, it is what it is. You know, because at the end of the day, regardless, in no disrespect, like, see, I feel like they can say this to Spotify, no, because now if the labels were talking like this to YouTube, I'd be like, big dog. Like, I don't know about that now. YouTube now, like, it is what it is. But even with Spotify, right? Yeah, sure, you could put your artist's thing from here, but like, there is YouTube. The labels would have to beef with everybody, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, for us to be like, oh, okay. But again, we'll see, especially for artists like that. Like, you're going to get a lot of people on your app and streaming the song. It's making you money. It's making you important and shit. Listen, I got stock in Spotify, so I don't need none of y'all niggas taking any losses. You heard me? I got some stock in there, and I need that shit to keep going up. You heard me? So, hey, it's just a position. Again, I'm not going to say they're the victims, but clearly, again, and the thing with the Drake and Kendrick thing is, he probably benefited from shit like that in the past. But even still, it is what it is. Now, again, did you want to be called a pedophile on the fucking stage? No, I do understand that. But even still, it is what it is at the end of the day. We'll see where this goes. But honestly, Russ's theory makes sense. I'm not even mad at it. It makes sense. But what do y'all think? Comments down below. Links in the description. Besides that, it's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today. The Black TJ there while doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe. You trying to hit a little bit more. You hear me? And besides that, I'm gone. Shalom, zoom, peace, y'all, guys. Aye.